coaches. What's up? Wake up.
Stop, do the feeding!
Because she said something before. That's what happened. So we were going live and she was there. What's going on, everybody? What is happening? Who we got? We got 5 people checking in. Thank you so much. What's happening? I'm coming in extremely unprepared. That's just what this time of year is. That's what January is, and it's always kind of hard. So we're coming up to the full year that's known as January. We are ending this month somewhat soon. That's very exciting. Yeah, remember that we're here in the afternoon. Just a little add-on to the usual morning show where Dom and I know Jason are setting things up and making sure that they are letting us know how we can be better parents, better dads, better moms. Things are gonna get hard, right? But this is it. This is where the morning show wisdom from those two men, the morning show smarts, the things that Dom, the things that Jason bring to us for everything real life. It's kind of where here those sticky fingers, crumbs all over the couch, and unfinished to-do lists, where it all comes together. And my girls are joining me over here on the bed. To the left of me, recovering from the flu, DM and Sloan. So it's been a pretty wild ride the past couple days. Not that bad. They've been great. So. All right, so it's been pretty good, guys. Who we got checking in right now? We know we got some people over on X. We got some people coming in from VDads over here, but it is that time right now. We're gonna talk about what is it that we actually had this morning. Dom, Jason, what did you do? I didn't even send you a message. Can I tell you why, guys, I didn't send you a message? Because for some reason my phone or my computer is not doing what's gonna do. We'll take care of it, but I don't want to be blamed for not inviting Mr. Dom, anyone else up, so we can do that. So I'm going to send that over here. But it's January. We've been talking about kind of letting our kids see what we do, bring our kids into our daily life. I like to think I do a good job of it. I don't know if I really do. Girls, do you know what Daddy does for work?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Eat and tell people about food.
It's close. It's good. All right. What's like one thing that Daddy does?
I forget what it's called, but it's like you tell people what not to eat and what to eat.
I tell people what not to eat and what to eat. How about something else outside of work? V-Friends. How about one more thing? Being a dad. Okay. V-Friends, being a dad. There's some good things. All right. Didi, you're open floor, kiddo. What does Daddy do? I go to work and then I go on the computer. So it's that answer we always hate. And I chat with friends. Yeah, there's many things that we do. I mean, some of the things I wish that they would kind of pick up on are not being said. That's okay, but we can't control that. That's just not how things work, right? So, and that's not a problem. There we go. We're sending these out. And if you feel like popping up, no need to. You don't have to at all whatsoever. But we are making sure I'm late on this, unprepared as usual. But I can pop this in here, and we kind of know All right, let's start here. How about we start with some proud moments? Who's got some proud moments they want to share? Please, if you want to just pop a name in to the chat, something that you know that you're proud of yourself for doing, something that you know that was hard for you to overcome, something you do all the time, maybe that's not hard to do, but something you as a parent need to give yourself credit for. And if it's not for yourself, can you give credit to anybody else? Maybe it's a grandparent, maybe it's a friend, maybe someone you just saw on the bus, on the train, on the plane, anywhere. But let's give some credit. Let's do a little bit of a proud moment for some of these people that we know are in our lives. Well, we all right, we got some proud moments. We need a proud moment coming through. So, what are we proud of? Sloan, what are you proud of yourself for doing today? Past 2 days. What are you proud of yourself for doing?
Not throwing up.
Not throwing up. I'm proud. I'm proud of Sloan. I'm proud of Sloan because she just got over the flu. It was tough. You lost a tooth while you had the flu. It was like your body lost last night. Yeah, but that was the way you had the flu. So it was some challenging times. I'm proud of you. You did great. So she did great. She was definitely feeling, I think, pretty down. So what I would say, we missed dance this week. We missed ballet. Nope, not ballet. What? Gymnastics. We missed play practice.
Play practices? What time is it?
It's 4:12. You'd be kind of on your way
Right
there
now.
at least, yeah.
I think it's somewhat right now.
Yeah. So that's it. But yeah, no, I'm really proud of you. You did really great. You did great.
Thank you.
Dee Dee, you did great too. Dee Dee was the first one sick actually. So yeah.
And then she gave me the flu.
And then she gave you the flu.
And me and Dee Dee kind of almost gave it to Mommy, but
Maybe.
she only said her head was hurting last night, so she gave herself some medicine.
Yeah. But yeah, we got through it. That's definitely pretty good. So guys, but yeah, shout out to all the parents out there dealing with their sick kids throughout this time of year. We got a lot going on. And I think it was all handled pretty well over here. And I think that's pretty good. But it also gave a chance for our kids to really check us out as we kind of did things. And usually I would say like when they were younger, it was just kind of a little bit more difficult to kind of, do work, close the door, get on the computer and do what we got to do. But everything about this month was about letting them kind of into our life, letting them see what we do. Do your kids know what you do? My kids know that I talk about food. They know that I talk to people on the computer. I talk about VFriends. I mean, some of the things that I really get proud of in terms of like health, fitness, all that kind of stuff too. And I'm also a dad. Yeah. So those are always good. What is it? Are you going out of your way to show your kids what you actually do? I don't know if you do. But Ryan Holiday was talking about this, January 28th today. Paul Graham. Who's Paul Graham? I don't know who Paul Graham is, but he started off with a quote. He said, "A parent who set an example of loving their work might help their kids more than an expensive house." Got it. I think that's a good message there. What's up, Greek Mike? Yeah. I don't think I was ever at a point where I'm valuing money more than I am kids, comfort, happiness, all those things. So I think it's definitely something here where I've always enjoyed my work. I think it's definitely been a lot of times that are hard, and I feel like maybe I'm doing more than I need to. Maybe it's not always showing for it, in fact. But I think that they know that I enjoy it. I love talking about it. I think I've made it part of our life, my life for sure. And so that definitely helps. But yeah, a parent who set an example of loving their work might help their kids more than an expensive house. It's a good quote. He goes on. I always love the way that Ryan Holiday wraps up these pages and what they kind of get into. So he wraps this up, his last paragraph here. Obviously, good boundaries are important. Setting boundaries around your kids, doing work, lifestyles, all that kind of stuff. Obvious good boundaries are important. Obviously, you don't want your work life to overwhelm or interfere with your home life. It's a tough one. But make sure that striving for this balance doesn't accidentally deprive your kids of an important example that will serve them throughout their lives. Is your work taking over your family life? I recently found that mine maybe wasn't aligning with certain things, so I did kind of have to make a big shift. One, I know my wife was able to take on a job she was really happy and proud of, and then it was just something where I don't think things were aligning as well with like my business as much. So I had to kind of change things up. I did tell myself I probably never could work for someone else, and I do, but I still kind of like call the shots, which is nice. But it is something where I think there's a moment where I did have to put family first in a big way, and it was hard working through some stuff. So we're still working through that stuff, but overall, I think my kids definitely saw that, and they see that I'm definitely able to be home more in the morning and kind of be with them. I think that's definitely important. So it's definitely helpful. But what do you got, Greek Mike? You're running Greek Mike. Are you? I can't say Mike without Greek Mike. Greek Mike. Are you? How involved is your family with your business? Knowing that you're Greek, I know that a lot of family like family first in many ways, right? With just culture, many of the times, just all out of the Greek families that I always knew. And then, Anne, I with you, just because I see you guys in the chat right now, what is it that you really are involving, whether it's Emmy with or anyone else with, but getting your family involved? I know that it was one thing for you when you started to do a lot more content. You wanted to really make sure that you were trying to not hide it, right? Kind of get it out in the open. And you've enjoyed it. I think you embraced it, and like everyone knows how amazing that you've actually been with it all. So that is so cool. And it's hard. So I think even when it came to a lot of our a lot of content for sure, like when I'm making content for my business, my private practice, which is a little bit less than it has been in the past, involving our kids, my oldest daughter and me, we actually have we have 24, I'll call them episodes of us doing snack reviews. We're doing snack reviews. We're talking about certain things. She was trying, we had, Sloan would rate it. She would rate the food. She would rate basically like the taste, the flavor, the look of it, if she liked it, if she should recommend it to parents to buy for their kids. It was really cool. We found a lot of great ones. It was like when a few brands were newer too. This was a few years ago. You can go on to YouTube, probably find them all, which is really cool. But that was like, I wanted to involve my kids from a young age. And so, showing them, I think the value, not just of like nutrition, but the value of being to help other people out, whether it was from afar, just being kind of remote or not. But yeah, that's kind of the big point of it all. It's been hard. Well, we got Greek Mike. Greek Mike, you are just me. I started my business with a partner, cousin. Okay, so it's still family, but left in 2016. Got it on my own since. Wife is a teacher, but home with a little guy for the first year. That's so cool. Yeah, I feel like owning your business does give you that flexibility. But man, can I just say how challenging I think it is to have the whole family involved at the same time, needing to like hold down all the responsibilities around it. We got MP in the house. What's going on, buddy?
What's up? What are we talking about?
Sometimes I ask myself that as I'm mid-sentence, so it's not a problem. But I think that's the point of it, though. It's like it's hard hopping on. I mean, you got your own podcast on fire coming to the end of the NFL season right now.
Yeah, it's been busy, but
I know you've been doing really good. What's up? This is MP. He's down in South Jersey, so he's in my home state. Want to say hi?
Hi.
hi.
Are you guys wrapped up though? Are you guys going into the Super Bowl with it?
Yeah, so we'll do probably one more pre-Super Bowl, and then hit or miss off-season stuff like that, just to keep it going. But yeah, we're pretty much
you're doing
wrapped up.
off-season stuff. That's
Yeah.
You're deep. That's awesome.
Yeah, trying to tie my brother down is it's rough, but I do it.
How did you guys come up with? I mean, we're talking about getting family involved with all this. I know we're kind of talking about kids, and you asked this question. What are we talking about today? This whole month has kind of been about you showing your kids through example,
Mhm.
right? I think involving and how boring things can sound. But I think it's involving our kids, letting them kind of see what we're doing, all that kind of stuff too. I know you like you make dad life look easy. You make life look easy.
It's no.
Maybe
um
your smile is just that angelic. We can't think otherwise.
no, by all means, I try. I think the Daily Dads has actually, it's truly helped me because it's kind of made me refocus myself, where before I kind of, like, I still consider me being a father or dad as a role, but more before it was just I was taking on the role like, all right, it's like a new job. Um, where more recently, like, all the little things and like even the little nuances, like I stop and look and I find them fun. I try to find the most out of it, because I know it's not happening again. I mean, even with each kid, like each kid's different. They're all growing differently. Um, so I know you were kind of getting on like how we kind of started the stream and doing this. It honestly started because I kind of see the way the world's going. We're going to more like a very instant connect streaming type of world, like the instant shopping and everything like that. And I right now I like to consider myself anti-technology with my kids. I mean, they get like a half hour of video games um every 2 days maybe. On the
Okay.
weekends it's different because I let them relax, but their tablets, it's if we're in a long car ride. They're not getting a tablet, they're not on a tablet. They had to use a computer for school for their snow day and like they needed help constantly. So it's kind of my way of like introducing them and being there with them as they're navigating this thing to try to make it easier,
Sure.
because I knew the internet world I grew up with and it wasn't so ease of access, so I can only imagine what I don't know about the internet now.
There is it's I think there's a comfortable space for us to be in, where we might know what we don't know, or at least
Mhm.
have a sense of the things that we don't know. It's always there for us to learn more about, right? I think that many of these things, it's like our kids are discovering it. So they don't know what's new and what's old, what's dangerous, what's safe, what is maybe worth their time, what's less worth their time. It was growing up, it was easy. It was like, okay, there's video games and then there's AOL chat.
Yep.
So that was always really kind of easy. It's like it's either this or that, right? And then anything on the internet at that time, I remember when it first like started, it was just like, okay, we're on here. Like no one knew how it worked anyway. So like wasn't even worth it. But now I'm like, I don't even know what you're like, how did you get here? Like, I don't even like they get so deep into certain things. And like even with parental settings, it's really difficult. And like, our youngest loves to look um at some YouTube videos, but we originally had like downloaded YouTube onto a tablet so she could do like number blocks, and that was it. But then all of a sudden, like she's playing and she's happy, but then you go back in like 20 minutes and it's like, what's this video? Like,
Yep.
how'd you find this? And so you kind of get nervous. You don't really know what's going on. And then all of a sudden it's like out the window. They're already addicted to this in 20 minutes. And then you're trying to fight it and it becomes this like big mess, right? Now it's all about like days that we're happy with the iPad, days that we're not happy with the iPad. It's really technology's tough. Um, 30 minutes a day. That's great. How did you implement that?
Um, so it with my oldest, when the middle one was born, he was, I mean, because they're so close in age. So when I'd say Jackson started becoming mobile, we were if we were going out to event or something, we just even though we said we weren't going to be those parents, we would just start throwing the tablet at him. We noticed that like, all right, tablet time's over, like, and it was a fight. So it's like, all
Mm,
right, time to where it's okay. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. We're chasing around two kids. One's super hyper, one's a baby. Um, but that's kind of what we signed up for. So it was kind of, let's not like, yes, we can use the tablet as like a little crutch, but like not let's not just always throw it um at him to where it's going to be just make it easier on us on him where he can kind of tune out the world. And I think it was that. And I kind of saw, I was like, well, we're giving him the tablet when we're getting places or this and that. And then when we're taking it away, then he's like so overwhelmed because he didn't realize like what he walked into. And we're in the middle of a restaurant. There's thousands of people. Like, so I was like, we're kind of setting ourselves up for like more failure by doing this. So it was rough, but now they don't really ask for the tablet. It's more, I mean, it was funny. We were this weekend because the snow day, I was playing Minecraft with them, and my oldest is like, well, I want to build a house, but I need to make a library. I want every shelf to be books because I want all these. And I was like, okay. And then with my brother here, because he blew out his knee, he's
Oh no.
upstairs playing library with my brother, and he's got every single book in the house in his room. But I was like, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to keep pushing these books on this kid. Like, he's got 30 books in his bed that he sleeps with every night, but that's his thing. So I was like, whatever. If he wants to do that over videos, the middle ones, he's different. He wants to watch other people play video games of all the video games that he has. So that's
Yeah.
kind of why the streaming came in. He's a little hyper like me though, so tying him down to get to stream is interesting. But I told him, I was like, well, bud, you're watching this kid and his dad play. Well, like, why don't me and you play, and we can take some screenshots of like when you win and stuff, and we'll put. And he's like, oh, okay, let's do that. So it's kind of me like, hey, come do it with me. But then there's 3 of them, so it's I'm going every direction. But I'm doing
It's
the
hard.
most that I can with the time that I can, because I only really see them with working out. Like, now I love being here, but I'm getting home at 3 o'clock and they're going to bed at 7:30. So I'm
Yeah.
getting 4.5 hours a day. That's pretty much it. So to me, I'm trying to make the most out of that as I can possibly.
Look, I think if we're not homeschooling, we have to accept the fact that we only have so little time, and that's where I say it all the time, but it's where I've always come back and kind of found some like solace within like those like 9 minutes in the day.
Mhm.
It's like if I can at least check those off, I feel that I'm not ahead of the game, but I do feel like at least I'm there, right? They can remember those 3 minutes, and I'm affecting their energy. I'm being with them. I think that's all good. If I'm kind of away, I'll hope to. We got my oldest an Apple Watch recently for her birthday, and it's been good. She's not the best at texting back, but at least like we're able to kind of communicate, which is kind of fun. Like, I don't know if anyone else has ever felt this when your kid was younger. Be like, oh man, I wish I could text them, but they're like 2.5 at like daycare because you kind of want to see like what's going on. So it is a really cool way to kind of connect, and there's a lot of parental kind of like restrictions you can put on things, which is definitely good. But even like when I asked my kids just before, like, what is it that you think daddy does, or what does daddy do? Like, my oldest has a better understanding, I think, of it. My youngest is like, daddy goes on the computer. I'm like, oh, not what I wanted. But I think it's the same thing where I want them to understand, like, well, why are you doing it? I think that was a big reason why I started to do some I was never streaming, but we always did like videos and we would get them edited. I had hired someone to kind of edit like our snack videos that we were doing, me and my oldest daughter. And it really was like it was going to help my business. It was like content, all that kind of stuff, and like I was able to like write a lot of that off, which is really good for taxes. But the other thing was that it was a way for her to see what good can come from the
Mhm.
internet,
Yeah.
right? Kind of being out there. Um, we never got famous from anything. We got free snacks like a lot, but it was it was definitely something that I think she saw how cool it was to be out there. And then like, she would tell one friend, hey, we have these videos on the internet. And then her friends would go look and it was like, oh, that's really cool. So it's like I'm glad that was her first introduction to what the internet was. Like, it's creative, it's
Mhm.
fun, it can benefit the family in some way. Like, we can connect. Like, that's what I want them to know. So it's like, um, so when they think daddy goes on the computer, it's not this like absence of dad. It's this, dad is connecting, dad is creating, dad is making things. So
Yeah. Yeah,
people are-
it's definitely tough, and I mean, I can see it in your field as well because you're I think it's harder or easier for the kids to see what we're doing for work if we're like working from home, type of thing. When you're going to a gym, you're seeing clients, you're calling clients. Me, I'm going to it's harder unless I'm bringing them with me. Um, to show them what I'm doing, which is why I like what you said. It's not really the what I'm doing, but it's the why. And I always tell them, because they're like, "Oh, you're going to work today?" Because Fridays, most of them I'm off. When I do go in, they're like, "Oh, but I thought you're off." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I got to bust my butt so we can keep having fun and doing all these extra things." And it's kind of like a sarcastic remark to them, but it's why I'm doing it. I want to make the extra money so we can keep having fun. We can keep doing all these fun things. And I know now they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, he's just saying that he's doing it so we can go here." But then I know, because I had that realization when I grew up, that it's going to click that, oh, he kept saying that because he was working hard so he could spend the time with us to do these things.
Mhm.
So it's kind of what I'm trying to subtly drill into them, that when you work hard, you can do the fun things, and it just doesn't show up on the doorstep. And it's hard to approach with them being this age, me having a shop necessarily in a spot where I don't want to bring them to.
Mhm.
So it's a little difficult road for me to navigate. It's easier for my wife because she works from the States, she's working from home, so she's taking phone calls so they can kind of see what she's doing on a daily basis versus me. I'm just a wild card.
I mean, you might not want your kids there, but I'm sure if they went, they'd be like, "This is cool." Maybe not. I don't know. But I always think about Dom too. I'm like, I wonder, like, do his kids ever go, to the construction site? Like, they were pouring concrete the other day. It's like, I think most kids would get there and be like, "That's really cool." Like, even if a kid like was bored, they're still
Mhm.
like somewhat intrigued. They have to be. And I think that's awesome. I think a lot of parents, I think anybody, you kind of like end up downplaying your you kind of downplay your job a little bit, the importance of it, right? Because it's just become kind of mundane, but it can be interesting, and it's great for our kids to kind of see it. My I was mentioning this before, and like, when does your job really become detrimental to your family? It's like such a wildly, vague, like, and like all encompassing question. But I think like working from home is a tough one, because it's like, oh, well, dad's home, but he's always working and he's stressed. And then we can't go in that room. It's like, I never wanted my kids to feel that way. And I felt like it was becoming that at one point.
Mhm.
And so, but like, that can happen anywhere, right? It can happen with someone's trying to start a business, right? Mike having his restaurant, right? All of those things can be really hard. But I never want my kids to think that I don't like my job. I never want my kids to think that I'm wasting my time, and therefore I'm not around for any reason, or they're just kind of like leaving. I would just say this morning, Dom said he used to take them to work sites when they were close, but now it's hard. He's 2 hours away. That is hard. It's crazy. Dom's commute is just like nothing to him at this point. Well,
I
I guess
can't imagine it.
yeah.
I get frustrated with my 25 minutes. I can't imagine.
I get frustrated with sometimes my non-commute. I don't know. So it's I used to bike into Manhattan like twice a week, and then I decided I was only going to go in once, because I was like, it wasn't making sense. Like, it wasn't even financially. It's like the effort I'm putting in to get there, it's not working. And then I don't know if you guys remember, I fell off my bike as I was biking in one morning, busted my elbow, and I was like, that was a moment I was like, what am I doing? It's like, this is silly. And so I was like, I could take the subway, but there's a little bit of me, a little bit of my ego. I wanted to hold on to this. Like, I haven't taken the subway since the pandemic. And then it became like, I really didn't take the subway for 4 years, maybe. And then I finally did one time, and because I had to, because it was like rain, it was like something crazy. And I was like, okay, I haven't taken this up except for this one time. And then I want to hold on to that. And then finally I was like, Ryan, like, it's time. just let it go. So he did. And I was like, wow, this is really easy and fun. I was actually really enjoying this. This is really nice. The energy and everything. So it worked out pretty well. Hey, can I ask for some fun feedback?
Yeah.
You want to, I always like to reread the VeeFriends comics, despite everyone not knowing about them or not. I want to pull up a panel. This one caught it's not really parenting in the panel, but I was curious about the kids' reaction to this.
Mhm.
Can we talk about it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Awesome. Well, just because I made the assets, we're gonna have to play the assets.
Well, you don't see that every day.
All right. So we have this. It's not the most parenting in a panel, but parenting in panels, I thought it was really cool. We have V friends. We have Gary V. We're talking about kids. We're talking about parenting. We're talking about the human condition in all kinds of ways. I can't even read this actually. Let me see if I can zoom in.
I got it covered.
You got it covered? Nice. This is why I needed you. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, wow. Okay, anyway. All right. Well, now it's just blurry. Anyway, this is coming from comic number 7, right?
You
an idiot? Yeah, no, 7.
Yeah, number 7.
Comic number 7, right? It's Notorious Ninja. If no one knows, Notorious Ninja is one of the V friends, and Notorious Ninja started as one of the fathers who had an enemy, and then the son quickly really became the Notorious Ninja, I guess, like in the comic. It all happened really fast for me. But I was thinking, are kids not knowing like what we're doing? And so this is, I forget his name. What was his name? Do you remember his name? And you're there. And I know you're listening. What's his name? I know you got it. Let us know. But anyway, this is Notorious Ninja. Not yet, right? But Notorious Ninja's dad, spoiler, dies. And so this is where he's now being told, what was the question? And the question is, what is Notorious Ninja's, the kid? What is the kid's name? Because once Notorious Ninja died, right? That was this kid's dad. Now he was going to have to take over, right? And so it says here as Renji, it's right there.
Renji,
yep.
These
are the official documents. The board has all agreed. It's time for you to take over your father's legacy. Do kids want to take over their like parents' legacy? Like, do your kids want to take over your business? You did take over your dad's business, right?
Yes.
If I'm saying that all correctly, however it is. Yeah. So we have Renji here. Thank you, Anne. I figured out. I can read. I'm pretty good sometimes. And so it was Renji. So Renji is now going to become that Notorious Ninja, right? And like, he's like, wait, my father's legacy, right? I'm 16. I don't even drive. So he's like, I'm not ready for this. I just skateboard. That's all I do right now. And then they kind of go on here, right? It says, we never found your father's body. The earthquake, ... The reports said he was pulverized. 3 years, nothing. All right. So are your kids going to take over your business?
Probably not.
Why?
I don't know what my dog is getting into. Sorry. No, cause long-term goals is I plan on down the road selling it. Cause I just know I see the writing on the wall, the way that the world is going. My business will last. What I do will last. It's going to need to be automated. And we've been approached a couple of times about, oh, you guys willing to sell? Let us know. It's just not timing right now. So I'm currently setting myself, it's going to be a switch over. I'm setting myself up for a switch over. Cause me and my wife want to open up a coffee shop near us. So we're going to plan to do that. So no, did I ever plan on taking over the business? No, I went to school for psychology and criminal justice. I got minors in art.
That's not bad to run a business, by the way. That's like a good background.
Correct. It's funny. I like to say that my dad, I don't want to say he set it up as like a safety net, but me and my brother were working for him in the summers from the time we were like 7, 8. And it was kind of just like I said, not a safety net, but to show us what hard physical labor is. And kind of like we did the grunt work, the bottom of the barrel, and he kind of did it to give us a strong foundation. I went to school. I would say, looking back on it now, I had a blast in college. It was the best 4 years of education that I probably could have had.
Where'd you go?
High Point University. So it was a country club.
Yes. Oh, I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. I probably wouldn't go to college knowing where I am now doing what I'm doing, just for like the financial aspect of it. I had fun. I learned a crap ton. It's just I didn't I want to say I saw myself working in the business, but I didn't at the same time. I can't sit still. I just tried to force myself into those kind of desk jobs, like corporate world, and that's just not me. I need to be my own boss. I need to do my own thing, make my own schedule.
Yeah.
So it was just like as I was trying and I was advancing in the corporate world, I was moving up. I just hit like that one plateau with what I was working with, and then I started doing the side hustle of stuff with the blasting and the powder, and I saw the writing on the wall. I was like, all right, time to do my own thing. And like, yeah, I don't want to be considered that like that nepo kid, the nepotism kid that just gets father. But so I kind of he asked me once, he's like, oh well, why don't you just be like go into business with me and do it? I was like, no, I'm gonna open my own aspect of it. If that's successful, then we can merge them together. And then become partners, and I'll do a whole buyout from you. But I was like,
dude, that's so aggressive. I feel like
it's me.
No, I know.
Yeah. And he's like looking at me. He's like, oh, what? And I'm like, I want to hit these goals. I don't want to feel like you're just handing it over to me. So
I love that.
He was like, all right, if that's what you want to do, that's what we're and I made sure I hit them and then exceeded some of them. But yeah, it's gonna be, I just don't see if any of my kids do, it's probably gonna be the middle one. Just because he is so much like me.
Yeah. Yeah. That is I mean, is that I think kind of going into business, like I know that your older brother is, he went into healthcare. And I don't know if that was like a quick decision for him, if he kind of like came to that conclusion at some other point or not. Like, I don't know if your dad ever approached him at all in terms of business at all. But there's obviously there's a point that your dad saw something in you to kind of have that conversation. I don't know if you had approached that, even before he said something or not. But that is it's an interesting thing. Like, you have more kids, you have more than one kid. How do you kind of have the conversation about like, do you want to become part of the business? Do you want to take over? If I approach my kid with this, is he going to tell me that he's going to create his own thing, merge, and then buy me out? Like, I'm really afraid. Dude, to have the wherewithal to say that, I think that's amazing. I don't know how old you were then. That's really cool. Best way to have your kids help work in the business at the bottom, at least. Yeah. I think that's amazing. And good on you for taking that route. That's super cool. It is super cool. I think that is an amazing thing. Brofit, I know you were here for a little bit. Do your kids, are they thinking they want to do the volleyball coach training? Are they going to go into firefighting? What are they going to do? Curious.
It's
good conversation. I also like the nepotism thing that you ended up bringing up as well, right? And that's kind of, we talked about like starting at the bottom, which is really cool. Like, it's like, this is a little bit of like, would you say this is nepotism here? I don't know. I'm assuming it is, like, in this comic.
Yeah. So it's funny because I don't get it in the manufacturing aspect of it. I also don't tell people because my dad's still in the office. Like, he's doing some of the book work and the stuff just so I can still run this show. And it's funny, not until some of our customers actually come in for like a face-to-face meeting with us, sit down, they're like, are you guys related? Because I don't tell them. I don't want them to know. I don't want them to feel any sort of way. And then call and be like, oh, well, is Mike there? I need to talk to him instead. I'm like that's not the way it goes. And we might have one customer and it's like one of his older customers. But it's funny, in the corporate world, I feel like whether it is or not, like this says, it was board approved, so it's time to take over. This kid doesn't want it. He's kind of getting thrown into like, all right, the board approved it. It's time for you to take over. Some people rise to the challenge and some people just go through the punches. And I feel like in the corporate world, it's you see much more of like the label of nepotism rather than in some of the other aspects. It's hard because like you don't really know the reasonings unless like you can, in some jobs where you're like, if the kid's always there, they're brought up in it, they're raised in the business. They've done all the aspects. They're clearly like some of the employees have worked with them from their time. They can clearly see the writing on the wall. Like they're being groomed to take over the business. Where this, like, he's walking in with a skateboard in his hand and is like going to walk in. Like, I can only imagine the employees be like, all right, this is our new boss. Really? I'm not listening to anything he says.
Yeah. Plus, like in like shorts that small, it's kind of
I
hard
was
to take
gonna
him
mention the
seriously, you know.
shorts.
So, but again, this was the '80s, so that's just how it was. Bro Fitz letting us know over here. He's thinking his son isn't exactly into sports as much as he was, and if we don't know, Bro Fit he was a volleyball coach, and then is a world-renowned trainer. Took over the world starting in Norway, and ever since then has been godlike in taking care of others. And then his daughter, who just had a birthday, I believe, right? I think yesterday, because it's the day after mine. She wants to be a firefighter like her mom. Is she gonna be as tall as your wife? I know your wife is pretty tall. So, and I know it's tough to tell. But I think it's a good to kind of like. I think the idea of the business too, like there's a little bit of a more like, I don't know, manufacturing can kind of go either way, whether we kind of describe it more as like a blue collar kind of world, or if it's going to be more of a white collar kind of thing. I think on the white collar side, like if it's, larger corporation, like nepotism definitely kind of plays a bigger role, maybe has a negative connotation to it. I think like nepotism probably isn't used, at least the term, when it comes to other businesses like your own. I think when it comes to these closer relationships and someone's coming in to see you, they might want that relationship, right?
Mhm.
Between like dad and son, to know that it's like, okay, this is really close knit. This is really good. So that's cool. Thanks, man. I appreciate that conversation. I like to open up these comics. It's a new thing for me. I was never into comics growing up. But just kind of knowing where all this is coming from, I think it's fun to kind of keep that eye kind of focused in on it all and kind of come in with that lens, because there's going to be a lot more coming out. So I think it's cool to kind of be able to talk to my kids through these panels.
Yeah.
So that's all parenting the panels there, guys. So it's fun. Right, we got it. One that early. All right, good stuff. I know this 30-minute show has turned into 42 minutes just because MP is so amazing.
Sorry.
Oh, please, no. It's like it's tough not being on the morning, knowing full well that someone's going to be there. It's hard. It's like I don't mind. Like I could talk to a camera for hours.
Mhm.
And I think what I've always said is that it's not the fact that I'd like to hear myself talk. I like to hear myself reflect. I think it's even hard, like in my marriage, like when we talk about something, I think I'll be talking about something and I'm brainstorming as I'm talking. My wife's like, "Oh, you didn't like that? Okay, then we won't get it." No, I didn't say I didn't like it. I'm still thinking that through. Right. And so it's not easy, I think, for the listener sometimes. So, it's like, can you just come with a complete thought first, please, man? But no, it's definitely good. There's Dom. Dom's popping in over here. What's up, fam? Dom is here. You're right. What did you say over here, Brofit? I would assume both kids will be tall. Daughter is taller than son at average age. My youngest is really tall. She's like a year ahead of my daughter in terms of size, all over the place. Just want them to be active, healthy, have freedom in their schedule. Of course, that freedom in schedule is a big thing. I think even more so kind of as we kind of, these just like the social shopping thing that you're kind of mentioning too. Are you involved in the social shopping aspect?
No, I don't do Whatnot or any of that. I do some eBay sales when I can update my store here and there, but
Yeah.
it's more I rip the cards with the kids to have fun. Anything like of major value, we usually just send out to get graded and then gets stuck into the safe. And then everything else just gets flipped at local card shops to fund their cards.
Yeah. And when you said, I'm so sorry to keep you, I love you here. I don't have to run right now, but when you said you saw where things are going, you kind of brought up the social shopping. You called it something else. But when you said that, what did you mean exactly?
So it's funny. I thought that we were going to, like, the brick and mortars were done. and I don't know, maybe just because I don't live in a city, they might still be, it might be different. But out here we saw a ton of them closing. And what's funny is now we have some are reviving and opening up larger, like some of them are 2 stories now. Um, and I found, and there's like more mom and pop shops, but I found I'd rather go to the store, like see it in person rather than order it, have to go through the hassle of paying for the shipping, returning it, going and dropping it off. It's the live shopping. I feel like people either they're going to want to see someone try it on, whatever the jacket that they're buying, to see how it looks rather than just see a picture on a model, because let's be honest, like we don't all look like models that they're putting on half the, like, all these clothing websites. So they're going to want to see it, or they're going to want to go and like actually feel it and touch it.
Mhm.
So I kind of told them, and it was funny because we, back at Christmas time, we did a like a shopping drive for the local Jeep club, and there was 2 Walmart workers in the Walmart with the cameras on their head live shopping. And my kids
Oh,
were like,
wow.
"What is that? What's going on?" I was like, "They're live streaming right now, and they're just showing people around the store, like showing different items, the costs and stuff. It's popping up a link so people can," and they're like, "Oh, that's cool. I want to do that." Like I can walk around the store and just have a camera and show people different things of my favorite stuff to buy. I was like, well, either there's a list and you have to follow the list and your job, but like essentially, yeah, you can do that. Um, and I like, even in stores, you're still like, you're seeing the employees of those stores still do the live shopping as you're there. And I just feel the live streaming, the streaming world there, it's becoming bigger and bigger, it's more so than I realized.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing it with the kids. Like I used to sit down and watch a movie or binge a Netflix series. They don't watch, like, they watch their like little silly shows like Big City Greens and stuff, but like if they get all on their tablet or they're watching a stream or something like that. And even when I'm looking at, like, you're glancing at other kids' tablets, their phones, and that's all they're doing now is 24/7 streaming.
Yeah. I see it more and more what gets their attention. I mean, I remember there was a moment where I told I was like, I don't want to say it was judgmental, but I was like, why are you watching this kid play a video game as I'm on my phone watching people rip cards? I'm like, I'm so sorry. Who am I to talk to? I
I've
apologize.
done
I'm
it.
like, this is not, like, what is going on? Why? Like, but in my mind, I was thinking, but what, like, why didn't I catch this sooner? Like, what is it about this that I'm thinking is not the same as that?
Mhm.
Like, that's just like a wild moment. I remember thinking that. And I'm sure many of our parents in the community kind of thought that too. Is there a safe behind you somewhere?
Oh, no. I've said that anything of value card rip that we get gets graded and stuck in a safe. There's a
Oh,
lot in that safe. There's actually 2. One got full.
I've been thinking, is that at home?
Yeah.
It is at home. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I was
I do have the
um,
vault. I do vault some of them. So
yeah.
I don't actually have to physically hold them, but yeah.
Yeah, it's collecting has been something I've always not liked collecting things, just like keeping things, but like it's actually been pretty fun. It's been good. And by the way, MP got a hoodie like OG,
Mhm.
like when they first dropped. So
That was
so
the
that
gray
was
versus
a long
green
time
days.
ago. The green, my gosh, I remember that was when I was was I in Maine then? I was in Maine. I remember walking around, I was on a highway. I'm like, I'm getting my steps in for Team Green. So that was definitely fun. Well, I gave you one. I gave you mine. I don't think you know that. I had an extra one, and then I kept the green. I gave you my gray one. So I hope you like it, Tom. That's good. Thanks, man. Thanks for hopping on. Almost an hour over here. This is
Yeah,
good. I really, yeah, this is awesome. So thanks so much. I came on. It was a tough day, just tough day. It's always, I like to talk it out. So thank you for popping up. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it's been one of those days all across the board. With the snow days and anyone on the East Coast, really, it feels like a Tuesday, but it's a Wednesday type of situation.
It's just January.
Yeah,
This
and that.
I feel like this is just why I don't hate my birthday. I just don't enjoy this time of year. And it's like I just like I like, so how do you like to celebrate? What are we gonna celebrate? We're all tired. That's always what I think. So that's where I'm at, but it's all
Kevin
good.
fever is in full effect.
All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for popping in. It's gonna be so loud. Hopefully, you can still hear me. But guys, this is Afternoon Dads. This is where we're showing up. We're just making sure that we can bring some of these points of topic for you, so that we can recap the morning. Thanks, Dom. Thank you, Jason. And just remember that this is where we can make sure that we talk about real parenting. Come on, help us out. See what's happening, and yeah, we'll be here for you. All right, so go be the dad to your kids that your kids need, and forgive yourself for the rest if you can. All right, guys, love you. We will see you tomorrow morning. Dom and Jason, I'll be back tomorrow afternoon. Until then, all right, guys, thanks, MP.